Hi everybody. Hello humans. I'm gonna just jump right into this, which let me go ahead and explain what I'm jumping right into. Hope you're doing well. This is my creative act for January 7th, but it is also I'm responding to an idea of a friend of mine that reminded me that sort of reminded me of what reminded me of something, which is they reminded me that my mom was one of the best piano teachers that I remember. She was my piano teacher, so that's pretty cool. But she also was really good at teaching piano to anybody and to a lot of different people at different levels. And really, I think her strength was making music not intimidating, making music inviting. And my specific experience with her and why I love the piano so much is she played the piano far before I was born, and I didn't really feel connected to music all that much until my father passed away when I was 14, and within a month I was asking my mom to teach me how to play the piano. And I don't always understand that one. I'm 46 now. I don't understand that, but I have found that different times that I've lost something or experienced loss on a large scale, I've actually felt like I've opened up musically more after that experience. I went through so the first time I started learning piano was right after my dad passed away, and I just felt the need, I felt a pull I just found it to be, I don't know, I just found it to be very pretty. I still do. And I wanted to make beautiful music, and so I thought, well, this seems accessible. And she made it really accessible. So what she would do, and I was gonna sit down and like, here, let me teach you something, and that is the point, I think. But what I want you to be able to do is play along if you have a piano, or a keyboard. I want you to be able to play along with something by the end of this video, actually. So right now I'm playing a C, which is next to these two black keys, right? And I'm in the key of C, which is just the easiest way to start working with the piano because we're dealing with all the white notes as far as the major scale. I still have a broken sustain pedal, so you can feel it sustain. I'm not trying to. Okay, but there's C back right there, and then to complete the chord, you can play the 1, the 3, and the 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But let's just start off basic, and it's beautiful. Is just to do the 1 and the 5. Okay, and what do I mean by the 1 and the 5? 1 again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is either 8, right? Or it's actually just another C, so it's a 1 again. Okay, so I'm playing the 1 and the 5, and I can go all the way up the board doing that. Okay, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5. Okay, but here's where we're gonna go, and this is almost where part of the lesson ends, which is we're gonna go to the 4. So we're gonna bounce back and forth between this chord, which is the 1 or the tonic. And I'm gonna just use that 1 and the 5. But then I'm gonna use this chord, the number 4 chord, F, and play the 1 and the 5 of that chord. So here's the 1 and the 5. It's the same pattern, it's the same spacing. That's why I'm doing it here. 5. And then go back to that 1 and the 5. So I'm not playing with any rhythm really, but that's the point I want to with you here. So but I can keep it really simple at first, right? And it's always good to just think about, it's the simplest way in is to be counting by 4 or 8 or sometimes 2, but just to be switching off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 1, and now I'm 2, 3, 4, and now I'm back to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 again. And why? I can make it easier. Here we go. Back to the 1, 1 finger, 3, 4, and then the 4. I've got a bass line there, right? That's the whole song here. This is just a chord progression. With the fingering, but come on, let's just make some like pleasant sounding music here. And where I'm working to is I'm going to put on a drum beat here and play a little bit more, and then I'm going to put some strings on for a few minutes. Let me make sure this is still recording because I'm so sophisticated and we're still good. Okay, I'm going to put on a drum track in a minute that's just a simple beat, and then I'm going to switch over to the strings so that if you have a piano, hopefully a keyboard or a piano that's in tune. But that's why I like the piano a lot. The piano is accessible because my keyboard's in the same tune as your keyboard. So, and if you have a little Casio for a $10 little keyboard or a little toy keyboard, you still can play C and F. You can still play these chords, right? Even if it's with one hand. It might be confusing if I'm bouncing around here, so you can just do that. Just keeping this identified there. Okay, and so I'm going to put on this drum beat for a second, for maybe like a minute or two, and play along with the drum beat, and then just give you some ideas of what you could do with this to play. And then I'll switch over to strings, and if you have a piano sound on a keyboard or you're playing at a piano, you can just play almost anything with it, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, you can just mess around here. So here's a drum beat. It's not even mixed well here, but hopefully you can hear that come through. And 3, 4, and... What's really important here is that I'm hitting the bass note, right? Is I'm just hitting the F right there, and then back to the C. And what's happening here, I can have a lot of room to play if I keep that pattern running, just this basic pattern. So I want to do one thing here. I want to show you maybe something where we can go with this, but I also don't want to intimidate you at all. Oh my gosh, I've got a cut finger. It's romantic. romantic. I don't even know why I said that. That's gross. But I don't want to intimidate you at all, right? I want this to be super welcoming, but I just want you to play. Just so one thing that you can do is do your this all. Rather make mistakes because I'd rather it be inviting for you to make mistakes, right? Alright, so I'm going to switch over to strings and give this a few minutes of playtime for you, if that sounds good. Alright, cool. Still recording, and I'm going to just let that beat run. And it's got 4 minutes. I'm gonna just give it the full, I'm gonna go back a little bit and I'll give it 5 minutes here. Strings, and they don't even sound that great, all right? But we're just messing around, so. And maybe I'll switch to the organ at some point. Oh, let's see, I'm sorry. I missed the one count. 4, 3, 4, 1. Oh, that's a little loud, sorry. That reminds me of that John Mayer song, yeah? Mess around with it. But I talked to you and then I messed it up. Sorry, I can't help whistle. Let's see what the organ sounds like. Oh wow, it sounds too loud. this with this video. I think it's pretty cool. The idea, we're in a band. We're in a band right now. I would love it if anybody else would play any instrument to be playing along with this, violin or a flute.